what unpredictable means.
Oh, the force isn't working.
Back away from the body with your hands on your head. Wait, should I call for backup?
Dave is a foul-mouthed, washed-up musician who recently broke up with his longtime girlfriend Sarah. After telling her he doesn't want to have kids, after the breakup, he moved in with his sister Tess. He has to deal with her son Felix, a 5-year-old fascinated by tractors and a huge follower of a children's television personality, Teddy McGiggles. One time, after hearing something about love when Tess reads a bedtime story to Felix, he gets an idea to get Sarah back. Then, he wakes Felix up in the middle of the night, dresses him as Darth Vader, and gives him a cartoon with a written text saying, "Will you marry me?" The surprise is ruined when Dave and Felix walk in on Sarah, who is having intercourse with her co-worker. Dave is angry and argues with her and her co-worker with vulgar language, with no regard for Felix. He gets into a fight with her co-worker and ends up with a bleeding nose. Dave gets back to Tess, who was worried after her son went missing. She hears everything that happened from both Dave and Tess. She is angry with her irresponsible brother and decides to kick him out of the house, but she ends up letting him stay after Dave's sad emotions and Felix's plea. However, she has one condition. Dave has to start to contribute. She tells him to take Felix the next day. In the morning, Dave takes Felix to school, and they speak about some of the kids at school. When he is about to drop off Felix, he meets Miss Audrey Caroline, Felix's kindergarten teacher. As soon as he saw Audrey, Dave was hooked. After school, Dave comes rushing back to pick up his nephew from school and talks with Audrey. He tells her he is in a rehearsal and he is in a band. She asks him if it is a Christian band, but Dave responds saying it is a metal band. Then, in the middle of their conversation, another parent interrupts them and informs Audrey that a parent, who was supposed to go on a field trip to a farm with the kids, has dropped out at the last minute. Dave immediately uses this opportunity and volunteers to fill in, not because he likes field trips, but to be closer to Audrey. At dinner time, Tess, who is on to Dav's real intentions about the field trip, warns him about the failures of many dads who have tried to make a pass at her. But Dave tries to act like he is doing it genuinely. On the field trip, the school bus has car trouble, and Dave is forced to sit through hours of Taylor Swift songs, which he hates very much. To make some changes in music, Audrey and the kids ask Dave to play them something else until the bus gets fixed. He plays rock music, which is unbearable even for Audrey, who is forced to stop him. The bus gets fixed and they continue the journey. Meanwhile, at a United States Army testing facility, a zombie, which was a test subject, escapes and starts an outbreak in the facility, causing a lockdown. At the farm, Teddy McGiggle was present to host his show there, and all the kids ran up to him. He takes all the attention and shows an interest in Audrey. Dave doesn't enjoy the day, as he has to watch Teddy and his sidekick Frogsy, Teddy's puppet, the whole time. At one moment, he even embarrasses himself as he tries to use a whip, which ends up hitting him back. Back at the testing facility, all hell has broken loose, and the zombies have breached the gates and are on their way to the farm, which is 500 meters from the facility. They reach the farm quickly and attack some Chinese tourists. Dave, on the other hand, joins Audrey and the kids on a tractor ride, while the tractor driver, who ended up turning into a zombie, makes a temporary stop. Dave sees one of the kids picking on Felix and responds inappropriately to the kid like he always does. Audrey pulls him aside and expresses her anger towards his childish behavior, but their conversation is cut short when a zombie comes to attack her. She is very shocked and starts to walk back. She stumbles on a pitchfork, which she uses to stab the zombie and hold him back, while asking Dave to start the truck. Dave tries to start the truck, but he doesn't know how. He struggles with the controls, but Felix, who loves tractors, helps him, and he gets it going. Audrey pushes the zombie and sticks it against a tree. She covers the zombie's face and gets back on the tractor. The zombies have spread all over the farm, and Audrey does everything in her power to distract the kids from the horrors that just unveiled. When they are forced to make a stop because of the zombies, Audrey pulls herself together and lines the kids up. She tries to lead them to the bus while singing using her small guitar, but changes her mind when she sees it is overrun by the zombies. She changes course and leads to a gift shop nearby. They make it to the gift shop, but Teddy McGiggle, who has locked him inside the shop, refuses to let them in. Angry at the behavior of Teddy, Audrey spots a small opening next to the shop on her right, and she crawls into it along with the kids. Dave climbs a tanker and goes up to the roof of the shop. he breaks in from the top and fights Teddy, who doesn't want anyone to get inside. After some struggle, David lands a final blow to Teddy's back using his guitar and knocks. Then, he opens the door and lets Audrey and the kids in. David barricades the door and windows, reinforcing them with some wood. He tries to get a cell signal, but there is none. Audrey also tried to get a landline, but she couldn't find any. Teddy, on the other hand, is completely out of control. He tells everyone they are going to die because nobody is coming to help them and starts cursing in front of the kids. This makes Audrey, who was trying to make the kids think that the zombies are all part of a game, very angry. She pulls him into a corner and threatens him with a sharp, broken toy. She threatens to throw him out unless he stops scaring the kids, and Teddy complies with her demands. Meanwhile, Dave gives the kids some chips, while Audrey deals with Teddy. But Felix shows an allergic reaction to the chips, which contain dairy. Dave tries to give him an epinephrine shot, but ends up messing it up. This forces Audrey to go outside to get the spare inside Felix's backpack, which was in the truck. She quickly runs to the truck, weaving through the zombies, and fights a couple of them using a shovel. But time is not on Felix's side. He starts to have a shortness of breath, which scares Dave. He sings Felix's favorite Taylor Swift song for him to keep him awake long enough. Audrey, who bravely fought her way through a couple of zombies, arrives with the shot and gives it to Felix. The shot works and Felix makes a recovery thanks to Audrey, who has got blood all over her dress. She tells the children that the children will be all right and celebrates with the children. While the kids were celebrating, the sound of a helicopter was heard. Then Teddy gets reckless and goes out through the roof and calls for help. He trips up and falls over to the ground. He is about to be eaten, but Dave goes out through the roof and pulls him. After nearly dying, Teddy sits with Dave for a while and makes a confession to him about his indiscretions. Teddy never really liked kids, and he doesn't like his jobs. He admits to being an alcoholic and a sex addict who sleeps with different moms to make himself feel better. Then, he tells Dave his real name, Nathan Schneider, and admits to having urinated on himself, which was an awkward moment for Dave. Somewhere near the farm, the United States Army has set a perimeter, and their aerial footage shows the concentration of zombies to be located at the shop, where Audrey and the kids are. They are contemplating a plan to drop a bomb on the shop, while Tess and the other parents are demanding to see their children. Tess and the parents don't know about the zombie attacks and are left wondering why the army is keeping them from entering the farm. Tess tried Dave's cell repeatedly, but she couldn't reach him on the line, so she leaves a tearful message saying that she loves her son and asks Dave to look out for Felix. At night, Audrey puts the kids to bed after singing for them using her guitar, and Dave helps Felix and Beth, Felix's friend, to sleep by singing them a song Tess used to sing for him when he was little. After the kids go to sleep, Audrey and Dave talk to each other. They both tell each other about their past. Dave's real reason for breaking up with Sarah and not wanting children was his fear of becoming like his father, who left his mom, Tess, and him at a young age. His mom fell apart, and Tess was the one who raised him. He expresses his regret for taking her for granted and not thanking her. Audrey, who seemed the perfect teacher, also had a bad past. When she was 18, she spent all the money her parents saved for her education following a ban to Australia. After a while, she got a job as a teacher, and she liked it because the kids accepted her without judgment. She also makes one final confession. She broke up with her boyfriend, who cheated on her with a co-worker a long time ago. She keeps the engagement ring to keep single fathers away from her. They end the night with Dave volunteering to keep watch and telling Audrey to sleep. In the morning, the United States military has gone forward with the operation of bombing the shop, which leaves Dave, Audrey, and the kids with a few hours. Meanwhile, Dave, Audrey, and Teddy discuss a way out of the shop. Teddy tells them they could use his car because it has an opening from the top which can be used to lower the kids into the bus. After singing a song for the kids, who are now starting to complain, Dave joins Teddy, and they go out to bring Teddy's car. After fighting the zombies, they reach the car, but Teddy betrays Dave and refuses to let him into the car. Teddy, who thought he could drive into the sunset alone, is violently killed by his sidekick Frogsy. Dave is left to face the zombies alone. He goes on top of Teddy's car and tries to fend off the zombies. He gets a call from Tess and thanks her for taking care of him all those years, and loses the phone. When all hope is lost, an unlikely hero emerges out of nowhere. Felix, who sneaked from the shop wearing a Darth Vader suit from his backpack that Audrey bought earlier, comes to Dave's rescue driving a tractor. Dave takes over and starts to drive the tractor to the shop. He drives the tractor directly into the shop and breaks into the shop. Audrey quickly gets the kids on the tractor and they drive to the military, who are preparing for their final attack. The zombies follow the track while Audrey sings a song with the kids, which the zombies seem to enjoy. The army spots the tractor and sees Dave and Audrey at first. They were about to fire on them when they saw a bunch of zombies following the truck, but Dave yells at them and tells them they have kids on board, which forces them to reconsider. Dave, Audrey, and the kids safely pass through, and the army immediately opens fire on the zombies following them and kills every one of them. Finally, after checking every kid was accounted for, Audrey kisses Dave and the bomb is dropped. Audrey tells the kids it was fireworks and they celebrate. Then, the army took everyone to quarantine them for a few days and briefed the parents. The movie ends with Audrey and Dave singing with the kids a Taylor Swift song, Shake It Off, while the parents watch. And with that, the movie ends. I hope you enjoyed our video. Watch the next recaps on the screen and don't forget to subscribe for amazing videos. See you in the next one.